Since the days of Romulus and Remus, the Pravanos have been strident through their struts of Chapel Desoit. The Wolseys have mead and yodeled through the pearly ooze of Ballybow. Many a mismy cloudy has tripped daintily along that haircourt strayed railway, and the rigadoons have held ragtime revels on the plateau plain of Grangegamorne. And though since then sterlings and guineas have been replaced by brooks and lions, and some progress has been made on stilts, and the races have come and gone, and time, that chief of seasoners, has made his usual astute use of end adjustables and what not will be is nor was, though dancer deals and cancanzanis have come stimmering down for our begamement through the bedief dome of Poe's Teorns, the obesity of Pa's teapucks, as lithe and limb-free limber as when mummy mummed at ma. Just so stilled with the gnats are their flower heads now, and each of all has a love-stalk unto himself, herself, and the tot of all the tits of all understarmans is as open as he can possibly she, and is as turned, sooled, straight cut or side waist accorded to the corsets of things feminite. Two words him in heliometry, so they may catch up in their calazites, as they go troping those parry shoots from his musculone pistol, for he can I spy through them to their self-colours, nevertheless their tissue peepers, meaning bulbery mesh, the time of appling flowers, a guarded figure of speech, a variety of perfume, a bride all seemest in the one, as likely as seesaw. Oh my goodness, oh my greatness, oh my prize lest the precious, while dewfully as dim dumbbells, all are listened to his elixir, lovelit. And they said to him, enchanted, dear sweet Stanislas, young confessor, dear dearest, we are here about a bloss. O coel, the salutant pattern of our unschooled pageant master, deliverer of soft missives round the world in 40 mails, bag, belt, and balmy beam, our Barnum boy, our cheaper chap, with that palm pipe in your put-away gabba-rob, when you will be after doing all your sightseeing and sound hearing, and smell sniffing, and tasty tasting, and tender touchings in all Donegal. Send us your adorables, thou overblassied, wise, and let us play of all you can conceive, chief Celtic chappie, from your holy post now you hast ascertained ceremonially our names. Unclean you are not, outcast thou art not. Labour-stower, the Carmen's Loki, has not blanched at our pollution, and our intercourse at 90 leg splits does not defile. Untouchable is not the scarecrow is on you. You are pure, you are pure, you are in your purity. You have not brought stinking members into the house of Amanti, Eleb Inam, Titep Notep. We name them to the Hall of Honour. Your head has been touched by the god Enel-Ra, and your face has been brightened by the goddess Aruk-Ituk. Retain, sainted youngling, and walk once more among us. The rains of Damani are massical as of year, and Barazi is all aflower. Seeker of calmer days, a shiver as shower can be, our breed and better class is in the brood and bitter pass. Labby cleath longs, but we're counting on the clock. The great cackler comes again. Sweet taker, Abel Lord of all our Hallowees, we to be slightly more familiar, perhaps that is slicky more than necessary, touts Philomelas as well as Magdalenes with draw pairs with 2 pin marks, BVD and BVD dot. So what lotteries of ticklets. Post hasteum you appreciate, so as to be very dainty, if and Isabel, and so as to be verily dandy dainty, if all Izzy Hibbilly of and on to for, by and with from you. Let the hit-back hurry his wayward ere the missive has time to take herself off. 'Twill be o'er the more, Wilf more intimate, if the coming offence can send out shudders before. We seem to have being elsewhere, as though the hard passed in our fibers, next to our shrinking shells, we love sensitive as past, for they are the angels, brick, fauve, jonquil, sprig, fleet nocturne, smiling bruise, for they are angels' garment. We will be constant, what a word, and bless the day for whole hours too, yes, for so long sign as we shall be hearing in our created being of our Elvisness. The day you befell, you dreadful temptation, now promise us, as at your requested, you will remain ignorant of all what you hear, and we shall be hearing through, if whilst disrobing to the edge of risk, the bissiffings in idle hours, the satin finds too. Draw a veil till we next time. You don't want to peach but be Jimboed. If ye do, perhaps we earns too may. How many months and how many years till the myriads had first become bashfulness be topped. May he culp her. May he mix and mass culp her. Talk with a hair and you wake of a tartars. Thas must, says the law, list, Kicky Lacey, the Pervigind and Bianca Mutantini. Her converser drew their foals longth, finish first, Herzog van Valentam, but me and me other Ravin, me cousin of mine have more good thee, 3 chances we others after Bonaparte's. The miring smile of me, my whole soul assumption, she's nout, me without, as we'm twin herein, that I love like my selfish, like smithereens, robin songs, like Junis has nuts lost, like the blue of the sky, if I stoop for to spies, between my white you might call clims. How the duel makes their trail, ears wax, for Suard, dong bollets for the Irish riflers, Queem's wealth of go-cum, of their combs for the Jenny Joes, Caro Carizimus, honey swans where Mellis ponds, will be all buzzy one anunth, minis for the mere effect that you are so full of pollen yourself. Tear me o, Dowdour, we feel unspeechably thoughtless over it all here, in Gizzy Gazelle's talks, Bimbowood. So please kindly communicate with the original, since we are only yearning as yet how to burgeon. It's meant millions of sentiments, dead lost or mislaid on them, but master of snakes we can't slough change in the nip of an apple so long as we can all see for deed set on your quick. By the hook in your look, we're eye for eye, where you begging the question, with your Lutean bowl round Monk Messerag, and wherever you're tingling in your trout, we're sure to be tangled in your enticements. It's game, ma chère, be off with your shepherdess, on, up some cowder. Behold our handmaid for the Lord. To these nunts we are but yours, in amateurs yet welcome the day. We shall ope to be ours. Then shalt thou see, seeing the sight. No more hoaxites, nay more gifting in menage. Her fancies for her friend, and then that fellow yours after a fellow ours. Vanya, Vanya, Vaniorum Domni Vanius. High time is ups, be it down into our outs according, when there shall be foods for vermin as full of feeds for the fet. Eat on earth as there's hot in oven, when every clitty of a scoldery maid shall hold every yard scullion's right to stims her uprecht, for whimsoever wither on private swather in publics. And when all us in romance Catholines, we shall have once for all a man separated, and the world is made free. Methanks, so much for his ministerial man, and all his bigottins. So till coquette, to tell cocotte to teach Connie Curly to touch catty, hair and tip, Carminia to tap, La Cherie, where the diggings he dwells amongst her. Us here's nobody knows save Mary. Why, for we go wringing hands in hands in gyro rondo. These bright elects consorted, they were waltzing up their hillside, with their prinsome handsome Angeline Chioth, while in those raribus their want bears way, meering unknown, a place where pigeons carry fire to seethe viands, a miry hill, belge and so forth, oaths and screams and bowly groans, with a belchy buhub and a hullabaloo, bedamned and bediabbled, the Aramaning Lucifer. Hell's den, wells, dells, Lundom's breach lay foul end, up uncouth, not bebroached by puns and riddles. Yet the ring-grey run drove rosily with a drat for a brat you. Yasha Yash ate sausage and mash, so he found he bash poor Yasha Yash. And you want to make one of our picnic party? No honorary hewist on a poshialist. For poor Gluga was dazed and late, in his grave I lay, he laid in his grave. But lo, boys, lo, he rises, shivering with his pitiful eyes, and his woosome become voice, Epthav, Sisamis, ex-a-man of conscience, scruples now, he to the best of his memory, Schemado, Nuamir, for ever sided on the stolen, with his tumes quincence, in the sight of his tumstall, no more singing all the dags in his sengageng, expressly at hand, counter-hand. Trinitacus kink had mudded his dome, becat and pent for pre. Himself, Munchow, maiden, born of thug tribe, in brood blackmail, duly redicant, alibigenus. Hennessy's, he by Blech in mact of the Gauls, prove for him penance and come off internatural. He self-sufficiencer ex commuda in chaff, sporticolorismo. What though the doth throws in his lava bad eyes, make poly anti-rosum. Good Saviour's Queen with the stem of Swearth Aftrek, fit for King of Zundas out of Biancodes, hiking a hake like any nudge Gemaroth Garode, all over Terracotta. No more throw assets, face all lovabilities, appeal for the union and play fraternities. He prays Saint Calambaunus, make clean breastneck of goody girl, now as ever drank milk soap from a spoon, weed-hearted boy of potter and mudder, chip of old Flynn and Flinter, twig of the hide of the tandem, he go calabush, all same he tell him out, tell Flurf man, He strip him of all muzzy, calico belong him all same. He tell him all out how now, he make what name. He throw wall connection, relation belong this remarkable bolly man. An axe and drum, parley glutton pure blood, Jebusite, 70% Ursa rum poking, drug malt, store hus entrance on back, must open on the lay days. He, in peach skinned, shantugs possible, sooth to say, notwithstanding far former guiles. And he gaining fish considerable by saving grace after avalanche, to look most profitable out of smiley skill blub eyes. He repeateth him as pious allies cuss. He asked for shave and haircut people, said he'd shape of he goat where he just was sheep of her goat with his tile-togged top. Not true what chronicles is bring, his portmanteau primed full potato wads, big dumb, crumb, digger ditches say, short again actor, even while assassinated by summon, he coaxivorum a penny silvers offerings, blower done arches with candid zuckers, on spin heshes walk, in presence to Lilith maidenettes, for blow his nose of him, with puriest polygamious inattentions, he having that peculiarity, ailment, spectacularly in heather, cliff emergency on gale days, because Sufran chronic from a plenitude of house thoughts, colossal rodomantic, not worth one bronze lies colorina, sayers he grade, Fike cuddlepuller, walk in her sleep, his pig indix, wake 55 funds, of so little has her time in trow's nest great for greeting his immenseness. Such soon as set they were, her eyes as his orals, calvadalch. How could one classically, one could not critically, in an slighting shaft only for lover let smug pipe his mistress, mere charm of cupric tresses, the form white foramine, the amber sandaled after as Dr. Tallops on a muttony lecture, a mish holy balm of sensed Marys. He is as good as a mountain, and everybody what is found of his jeets. He knew Maestral Wilkinson, fur-framed nude wogan, Campton, with complexion of blushing dolomite, fanned by oziony breezes, what ne'er saw his bed's head farrer, another met his swigamore, have his ignomen with from primer signation of being master milk chew, queerest man in the benighted queendom, and the craft aidant, how he found the kids, other accuse him, as she's whole lock need for sunkener dope in stocknob, all are melting malt, after rheumatism purely simply. Tammy Ratkins, the Kurds have copped on the beer barottas and the Bedouins. Even was she's whole begets off before all his nehas in the cobbled this drial, no goods, not one Zeus. Their white liveried rags-ups, 2 whales of the seed of deceit, their bloody blastard shooters, 3 dromedaries, the sons of Calmondonia, as is noteworthy to shock his hind, griefed on them. Such Ascos and their Ruperts they are putting in for more Oscars in the false Leonels, the frogget-halted victims. Horror firm is against Sempre Lotta Carsons. They would lick their lenses before they would negatize a Yom Petter from his sodalites. In his contrary and on reality with Bishop Babwith bears to his whiteness in justification of films as this is her Miss To ear Assessor Nielsen of sore state, hearing disease formerly with adenoids, then feed all lightly, lack sleep, great change of retiring family buckler, highly accurate in his everythings, from 10 cents coupel to bargain basement, live with household, of number 7, wide awake roundabout walking bench weaklings, in black velvet on Georgian mission, senesced manja years, his rear in the laid pictures, blank and same with auto note and annexes, had got the darling baby boy bucktooth, the thick of a gobstick, coming on ever, so nurses nursery graces to goodness at 81. That why old Park's up excited about his good fodder. That why ecclesiastics and the crime ministers preaching in mornings and makes a power of spoon victuals out of his proverbs. That's why he persona erecta glycoraman or cynic full ferminosa for a trial by Julius. In celestial sun hat, with 2 purses agitating his theopot, with wacklebout shake, rather incoherent, from 118 to 118 biz. Young shy gay youngs, simply far unfusing of pretty tippity-dees. To look up there, rain o' daisies and be nice and 20 in the shade, old grand tutta tucha up of young geographers, and be turned around about rate alt frumpishly like bear, summer tiona, falls some make one noise. It's his last lap, gigantic fair him wheel, revelation, a fact, true bill, by a jury of matrons, hump for humbleness, dump for dirts, and to make a long stony banner and a wally show a perfect sight, his thing went the holy way ret up, suffra great strata. Help me to contrast a togi his fiery goose mother, late so toutsy woman who did, he tell princes of the age about, you sound on me, judges, suppose we brisken up kings, meet the mem of a length, all viper powers, out of couple of lizards, see just as fenny as he is fulgur, how lassoever he latest, still her saw logs come up all standing, sing a psalm of sexpedes, aqua full of rhyme, hers cheekmole of Allah forever, her Alidal and his Quran never teach it, her the be the owner of thyself, so she not swap her Ecot Hiem for Howard's castle, England, Wales, but be the alliance of Ian on his flame and vestacoat, the feeble of butch bronze to his winter mantle of pointer fox. Why not know she, the Madam Cooley, spar wife to Lade of Manor, when first come into the pictures more as hundreds, else carelks yards of Adams call away, factory fresh and fuming at the mouth, wronged by wed nugget, mitten Betty. Magrath, he tackled rap for that early party, and whenceforward Annie Mamma and her fiati bustles, terrified of Crimean gnomes mountains, and fully bound to be back in her bitter Betty, she frightened all souls at pin, pooed gets a pan, on the stummy from the Piala in their pure war, yet jacting Taten, all round her about her pooliness, due to panelism and grime, for that he harboured her when femme soul, Zoraphon, Iod, and Gurvin General, and led her to ancient consort, Roman bound her durant coverture, so as she could not steal from him, os her, Odaman, so as if ever she believed, by chequered Bruce's death, since both was parties to the feed, its hetman Macumble foots the funeral, Meanwhile she nut for him Jacent from her Elmer's arms dish, Gianta and Jaina, as Siem, as Brimrounders with Foley Zignas Tinner, Romanchi to fischel the ladrigs out of his lugwags, like a skittering kitty scattering hails, when his favourites were all beruffled on him, and their own undesirables gesticulating. It was such a blow-wick day. Winded, wandered, wild, like wench and wended, wanted. The why, if he but would bite and plug his baccy pipes, and renounce the Devlins in all their pums, and kip the steel walkers out of the plague, and nettle his milk from sickling the honeycomb, and cop Ulububu selling foul-tea treeps, she would make Macediners with her symphonier dealage, and delicate her nut-thrown glory cloak, to Mady Burids, and hang herself in Ostman's town, St. Megan's, and make no more mulierage before Mahatmas or Mussulmans, but would undulate her shook-aloft hat from Alpollory with a viv baselgia and a clamast apotria, like any purple cardinal princess or woman, or the grave word to the papal legate from the Vatican, Monseigneur Robinson Crucis, with an ass of milk to his cowmate and chilterlings. On account of all, he quack-quaduxed for the honour of Wham, and the nations aboard him and wop mezzo scuddo, to St. Percy Aureli, that gave Louis Marios Josephs their loyal devotions, to be offered up misses for vouts for vidders. Here, O world without, tiny tattling, backwoods be wary, dainty trees, go Dutch.